Welcome everyone, this is Evelyn and I have a few messages of the day. I have my twin flame read on the table. We'll see how far I get. I didn't sleep much last night and otherwise the energy was good today because it was a little bit off earlier in the week. My back tends to get activated at the new moon, not the full moon, and I was definitely feeling that this new moon, but definitely feeling better yesterday and today. But I am starting to get a little bit tired because I only got about 4 hours of sleep last night. So I didn't go to sleep, I think, till like 5 o'clock this morning. So just a little loopy, but I'm good. And I have a beautiful message from today that I did. My 2 other messages of the day and the read on the table for the twin flames. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath first, and then we'll get going with all these messages. Go ahead, if you'd like to, go ahead and take a deep breath. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending so much love out to everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful week. Thank you for joining me. I definitely want to share some beautiful messages with you today. Check out my Instagram. I posted some very significant messages today. Please listen to any of my Instagram posts with the music. There's a reason for it. But there's definitely a big message with my 7 of Gold card that I posted today. So go check that out on Instagram. And so here we have first my message from this morning, which was just from the Fortune's Oracle. And I got a few decks today, and they all have to do with Greek mythology. I got the Mythic Oracle and Greek mythology, and I really wanted to get a deck that had Pegasus in it because Pegasus has been coming up a lot lately. One of the decks has Pegasus, the other one doesn't, but it'll be a good contrast as far as information. I'm not adept at the Greek history. History was my least favorite subject when I was growing up, and I don't have religious background. So I'll probably rip their names to shreds and otherwise have to read from the book to give you more information about them. I definitely know, I've reported some information on some of the characters, but I don't know all the stories of all of the characters. So we will learn that stuff together as I go through the cards in the books as they come up. It's very interesting because I was trying to pull information on Enki and Enlil today when I got the decks. And again, Ea is actually the name, according to Elena Denon, and it's in historical records as well. The Ea number 40 is referenced to Enki as well, and she references him to Poseidon. And so I was pulling the cards to see which cards came up, and it was very interesting because it wasn't coming up that way. So we'll see what comes up with that too as far as Enki and Enlil. And remember that Enki and Enlil are titles, are not names. So E is more specific to a name of the character, or Poseidon. There's lots of different names for the different characters that we talk about, or the different gods. Okay, so this morning I wasn't expecting the message I was getting there. I just pulled a few cards from the Fortune's Oracle. The underlying energy here was the Phoenix, and you can see the power in that card. I love that card. Love this deck. So, excuse me, I went down to, it started here at the Love card. So again, the energy of dreams coming true with love. And the gold here, I'm not going to tell you everything because I have everything transcribed because I was channeling the energy. So we have the 13 of transition, the 33 of the Christ vibration. For me, the 33 is also the bridge. Notice the unicorn and the shadow there, and then the moon and the world. 21 is the world and the moon, and then the angel and the phoenix side by side rising, which was beautiful energy coming in. So the underlying energy itself was a huge message right here. So I'm going to go through that first before I show you the cards that came out, because they're definitely significant for you guys. Yeah, just the energies as I woke up this morning. I woke up to the message I posted on the Seven of Gold. That's why I want you to listen to it, because it literally was coming to me as I was waking today. And I woke up at my birthday, 9:18, but I didn't open my eyes till 9:23. And I didn't do it on purpose, but I ended up posting that one on 11:11, so I know it's very significant. This one here in the underlying energy, let's see here. So before I did the Fortune's Oracle, from the crystal oracles that I had posted on Instagram, I was going through that and a couple numbers came up, right? Because today is the 23rd and it adds up to the 38. So 238 was coming up as well as 2338. So real quickly, I'm going to give you the entries from Gematria, just for the energies of that. You don't have to take everything literally. So the 38 is the Queen of Cups, and that often comes up for that Mary Magdalene energy. And the 23 is the King of Wands. So we have the Man of Passion, right, and the Lady of Love. Very much significant for the twin flame energies here today. The 238 from Gematria was Thor. Was it Claudia with an E-A? Krishna. Artificial, but it was like C-E-A-L. Bank of America, Lambert, Kingdom Come, The Flash, Higher Self, Miracles, Essene, Hulk, Heroes, Office Space, Terrence, and Mark of God. The number 2338, because they were from 23 and 38. The entries, number 1 was Apologize While You Can, Mind Control, Ray Inducing Perversion, Tapping into Divine Power, Emptio, I don't know if this is actually makes sense or not, Covem, Accusmus, Revungerant. It was weird too. I heard some weird noise and Teddy's looking out the window. It was a very strange noise. I'll see you on Wednesday, which is actually today. The greatest military intelligence operation of our time. Then Word Swords. And Mary Magdalene was Artemis, Selene, and Isis. Trust Me, I'm the One with Options, Q. Urizen with a U, U-R-I-Z-E-N. The Nefarious Usurper, the Demon King. Adempturam, Tenebo, Natricubus, Celerimi, Coviant, and of course you can look this up in Gematria if you'd like to. And then They're Scared of Me, Actually Terrified, LOL. Code Cracked, Checkmate. And then the battery is The Limit of Our Ruler's Imagination. Ladybug, Decode, The Mystic Mick-Hin, Ding Dong, The Wicked Witch is Dead. Don't You Quit on Me Now. We Are Being Divided by the Cabal, Lord Jeshua's a separate one from that. And then The Light of the World. Now it came to pass on the third day. Yeshua Christ, the Word of God, Amen. Not the linear, neither holy words. And then Docomo, Pacific Systems hacked. Earthquake, Guam, Mari, Anas Islands. And the 23rd entry was Not Fearing Him is a Narcissistic Injury. So that might be a wound that's popping up for some people. So at 2 o'clock, it was actually 1:59 when I pulled the Fortune's Oracle cards with the Phoenix. That underlying energy of the 25 Phoenix, remember the 25 squared, the 2 and the 5 back to back, is the potion bottle, the flask, or the perfume bottle, or the potion, like in a laboratory, or even the genie in the bottle kind of energy there with the Phoenix. As the first card out was the Celebration, number 5, 28 of the Snake, 35 and 29 were the Wish and the Star, then 34 of Unity, the 4 of Birth, 16 of the Lion, and 14 of Judgment. So in the underlying energy, excuse my throat, it's been a little bit raspy today. My body's been trying to get to rid stuff of the throat, so the throat chakra is definitely highlighted. It came up in the read today as well to clear that throat chakra. The 17 of love, 13 of goals, like I showed you these cards already. 33 of unicorns, 21 of the moon, 2 of the angel, 25 of the phoenix on top in the underlying energies. The love surrounds in the transition to gold, dreams of gold, as I ended up, I wrote this after I posted the 7 of gold today and just happened to come up that way. The gold key and the Ki of earth, key, as in N key. And it's interesting that N is Lord and then key is the earth, so Lord of the earth. But also En for me just naturally ended up becoming my code for JC, Jesus Christ. So 17 plus 13 also equals 30, which is the union of pink and gold, the compassion of the 33 bridge, the light and the shadow of the unicorns, and magic if you just believe. Mother, father, star, and dark night, as the magical white horse and dark horse romance the stone, Sophia's tone, or path of one, and the moon, the world mother, Mother Gaia, Terra, earth, and moon daughter. Remember, the center of the earth is the energy of the womb, and then when they gain their independence and they separate, just like the daughter cells separate, then she becomes the moon. And the sovereign, the cell birthing, splitting, is, remember that birthing is actually splitting apart from each other. Remember that. The 39 weeks, a lashing, so to speak, with 13, 13, and 13 here. And let's see, OS, where did the OS come up? The 13, 13, 13 comes up here as transition, 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 the 1 to 3, and the 3 is that energy of the bird flying horizontally, soaring across. As the 17, 13, and 33 are the cards right in a row, 1, 7, 1, 3, 3, 3 here, and the energy of the 46 twins with the 13 and 33. And 46 is the inner children, loving each other, hugging perhaps. In transition, 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 and tap, tap, tap of Pegasus's hoof to release a spring. Click your heels 3 times, because there's no place like home, times 3, and so on, and on and on. One moon and the 3-2-1 leap, and remember August 30 to the 31st is the next full moon, of the Earth-Moon bridge, 1-3-3-3-2-1 here, leap, tap, 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 2-1, or in other words, leap the 3-6-9-2-1. The transition across the 33 bridge, the 21 world, or 2-1, the divine feminine and masculine, Cancer and Pisces also, with Aquarius, Scorpio bridges, with Cancer and Pisces, the mother and daughter, the angel and the phoenix. As mother and father escort the moon daughter, as the 2 angel of the divine feminine or higher self, and the 25 of the Knight of Wands phoenix rise together, and that Knight of Wands is very much that energy of Pegasus. The Knight of Wands phoenix rise together as the 2 and the 25, and there's that 2-5 again of the potion bottle. The white horse and the dark horse, the one with pure intentions, and the one who comes up from behind, neck and neck, a blast from the past, the one everybody cheers for to finally stand side by side with the best. No clothes of status or air of distinction, only you to be and be to use, of multi-dimension, a diamond's connection, of angels and dragons. Yesterday was that the Chinese Valentine's Day, the 22nd, and Virgo is in here, raising both hands as the gateholders finish their tour, T-O-R, a blast from the past in Glastonbury tour, where the breakdown of Glastonbury was coming up as Glasto is woad, W-O-A-D, which is a plant that creates indigo dye. So it's that indigo energy. And NB also is non-binary, the master possessor of gold that may be impure or damaged, but good. Just make a note to self and pay close attention, right? But enjoy it as a bonus, an extra charge there. So 2 U's from Glastonbury was the human after death, the indigo non-binary Lord and Lady of gold, with note to self of remembering those small impurities there, an enjoyable bonus or extra charge to bury, right? So bury it. You can think it, those thoughts can come up, but just let them go. They don't need to come out of your mouth, right? If they're negative or mean or anything that might come up in your mind. So God's last onbu, O-N-B-U, which means piggyback, and then R-Y, which means ray. God's depending on you. God's last piggyback ray. God's depending on you. The glass intersection, or intimate toast, piggyback ride, or row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So not only are you rowing, but you're sprinkling and smoldering, and the forest is clearing, as life is but a dream, and the catcher in the rye, at 238 to 39, which is the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So then 239 came up, and we had pulled for 238 already. So I wanted to see what 239 had in Gematria. And the first entry for 239 was the Torah, the egg of lamb, L-A-M, elephant, golden gate, still, Casper, the fool, Pierre, Pleiadians, gift of God, Pilate, and Damian Lillard. And then the 13th entry was Tori, T-O-R-I, which means Taurus. There you go. And thorium, to reach, and the tower, one who toes. Or the human, the who, two double U's. And my toes, with O's, which is the human embodiment of source, or owls, between mythos and mitosis, the myth of the Y and the H, of Yahweh and Yeshua's way. The Yah means you, here, and Yah, like whipping the horses, Yah, and snow and ice, and way is whoa. So it's like this harsh, stop, go and then stop, like forcing them to go and then pulling them back again. This forceful stop and start and stop, here and not. But Yeshua is yes, of the fruit, the egg and the seed, the flower in abundance, the cause and effect, the myth of the unknown, and my, to the nth degree, humans, the myth of the bird, the swan and the duck, the hare and the escort, the company or troop, the thorn, sprout, and horse, it takes all kinds, or mitosis end of things, of me too, perhaps sister, or suffering in silence, or me or my two C's, as in the parentheses, and antithesis, or antitheses. My intersection, human, and Sophia is. My tos is. M is co-creation, it, us, and is, which is co-creation it is, with os, or us, between human and Sophia, or humans in general. The bone, the mouth, this is all os, is the mouth of the vagina. The entrance, ourselves, us, water, and the ox, which is the castrated bull. The feminine aspect, the dear one. The entrance, the head, the edge of the sword. The framework of the bones, and the skeleton key, which has been coming up a lot the past couple weeks. The outlet, the place of expansion, of God and humans. The door, over and above. The axis and the axle. To you, for you, to the other side, the unknown, and if. So if and is phi reflected on an iffy situation. The key goes in, but what comes out of the entrance is a whole nother thing. After boning, your child then tells your story, right? So your child is an extension of you, again, expanding yourself. The path of the human ride, the saint and the rider with space between, to embody source, the catcher in the rye, the row, the sprinkle, the smolder, the forest clearing, caught in the act, deer in the headlights at 3:13, cheering on the dark horse. As the first card came out here at 3:14, which is pi, it's also my daughter's birthday. The 3 is the soaring bird, and the 14 is that temperance card of the angels and that higher love. The pie is the light in the box here, with snake watching for the right moment, for just that right moment. The rolling stone of EM3W, or M3We. The EM is very significant here because the Imana is the Pleiadian she god, and I always call Imana M, as in Annie M, right? EM, but it's also just the M. And then 3W is the bird soaring again. Excuse me, as my throat's a little unclear. And that's just, there's been something, just a little stuff clearing from my throat. So we have the W here, which is the two U's again, the double U's, where M soars to two U's, two double U's. Master of the hidden house, freedom and change. The 2 and the 5 is the potion, the elixir, the love potion number 9, which came up the other day. I posted that on Instagram as well, with the ash or the AE on top, which means bright light in Pleiadian, according to Elena Danon's book. And as the phoenix rises, the excitement builds, as number 28 is the twin flames, or the twin snakes that wrestle and can't wait for the thrill. The jack in the box, the rocket river that runs through the JC energy of the Taurus with direction. In the transition of the ox, or the hugs and kisses, a castrated bull with the 35 wounded warrior with wishes and now surrendering to their heart squared, a living book or library of the stars, and an open book test. The butterfly firefly holding the gift in your hands, the gift of the heart in your hands. And one must surrender to the gift from the stars, the plasma ether that you are. And again, the As coming up, but also referencing Oz. At 322 is the Empress and the 22 of the Fool, also the 5D station. The 34 of the energetic exchange of the Empress and the Emperor. The Emperor, oh, I forgot the P there for the Emperor. And now it adds the military police. Adding the P is also the energy of the Rho energy, which the Chi Rho is that Christos energy. But here, again, it's bringing up the feminine god, the Imana energy, the M of co-creation. And then first, error came up for the masculine with Emperor. And error means wandering about, or many eras. Like, so here's the masculine wandering about, 40 days and 40 nights. And there's that 40 of Ea again. And the either or was coming up as Eor. And then Imana's error, but we have the P there. It's the per, the roar, the emperor, and the empress, right? So the M feminine energy is the co-creation of the press, to crowd and to be the press secretary, the PR of Sophia. So instead of the heart in the hand here, it's two hands holding in the heart, folding in upon themselves the 4 of birth. Remember, birth is to be earth, to have and to hold. The lambda of the number 4 is the L and the 1, the lambda leap, which is the bridge, the lambda father leap, and be earth, as the 16 is the tower and sudden longing of the Lyran lion, for the tiger is nowhere to be found, wandering around, birthing in a rebel yell, with the dragon's breath, where angels fear to tread, the binding of the pages, not just bound, but interwoven as fingers are, 2 pages that come together under the star of Bethlehem was coming up. So this is a very potent, like supernova energy coming up here. As Pegasus must have stomped their hoof, because, poof, a tiny feather fell this morning on one of my bushes as I was watering my plants in the back, on my elven evergreen, as springs were created when Pegasus stomps, with steam and smoke and pressure then released in the card. So here were the cards that came up, right? So here's the gift of light coming out with the snake waiting by its side. And there's that heart lit up as an open book, the heart squared, and the wounded warrior getting their wish. And again, the gift from the stars with the hands holding in the heart. The 3 and the 4 of the Empress and the Emperor, and then again the 4 of that energy of the child and father. And then we have the Lion's Roar here in the Tower moment, this very powerful energy of the final judgment, but with the angels here. And again, here's that energy of Pegasus stomping on the ground to release the pressure from the mountain, okay? Releasing this pressure from the story here, that open book test of the heart. So as the springs were created by Pegasus, right, because he was charged to create springs in the mountain whenever too much pressure built up, and there's a very phallic energy around that, right? Because the mountain knows how to explode on its own. It doesn't need someone to poke holes in it. But if you want to prevent the volcano from exploding, you would do that, right, to release pressure from it. So as the springs were created, the steam and the smoke and the pressure released, the star rises at 3:33 to birth and separate. When there's too much of you contained inside, your energy builds up so much, you must find another way out of this place. Either you birth and birth and birth and create and create and create, or Pegasus comes and lays their hammer down, the sparkling gavel of judgment at 3:35, which is the Empress and the Wounded Warrior. And then at 3:36, being Atlas and the Weight of the World at the end of the Wands cycle, where we have judgment, which is the Jew, demigod, energy of intent, the rod and staff of enlightenment. And there was Sagittarius all over the end of this message right here. So let's get right into the 2 messages of the day, because they were both significant. Let's see, I just want to make sure I'm in the right place. Yes, I think I am. Yeah, okay. Oh, almost dropped my phone. Okay, but I did not. And so here we have, the clouds are really cool outside today too. So let's see, first we have, so here's this first message of the day, and we have the Journey of Love at the top, and then the Fortune's Oracle that I just shared with you, but this is a different read. And then we have the Animal deck, lightening it up a little bit, and then the Rider-Waite at the bottom there. So the left is the underlying energies, 3 cards pulled, and then the other cards that organically want to come out I use for numerology and to finish up those storylines. So these were pulled on the 21st from 1 o'clock to 1:04. The 00 of the Journey of Love at 01, which is the masculine energy and the Magician for the Fortune's Oracle. 02 is the feminine energy and the High Priestess or Higher Self and the Animal deck. And then the last Rider-Waite was at 104, which is the Emperor's energy there, and the Lambda Leap. The cards at the end of each deck were 1111, which is the first entry in Gematria is Twin Flames. And then also 37331 came up. The Twin Flames and the King of Cups, Unconditional Love. As the bird soars. And we have the 37 is also the 3 keys of alchemy. Within the gates of co-creation, 3 keys of unity consciousness. The underlying energy at 111 was the 8 of yin yang, the 22 of the mountain, the 10 of spring or 36 in the St. Bernard dog, and the wheel of fortune reversed, which is the number 10, bending over backward to get to the point, to clear the wound, to keep out those who would harm you. At the 5D station, the Fool's Mount. The mountain is Mount Ain, which means one, own, woman, or multiple archangels, always and still, on and on. The eye, as in your eye that you see with, and the plural of EC, and our fishhook, even yet bloody red 2 iron or irons, shackles belonging to, leg steel any way and nevertheless, the mountain longing to get to Muhammad, reaching higher and higher. Remember, the mountain's like the tree, they don't bend easily, right? So they depend on others to bend towards them. So the mountain is longing to get to Mohammed, that beautiful 5D station in the sky, reaching higher and higher as Atlas 10 of Wands. As Atlas climbs, their climb gets even greater each time. Because remember what I told you about the eagle keeps soaring up and up and up a little bit at a time. So each time they get closer and closer, they pull up again, right? To keep them going, never nearing the end. Boldly charging or moving forward, only to have things not go your way perhaps, or required to slow down in order to catch up, which is a message I got before my journey actually started. Not my whole journey, but my twin flame journey, yes. A message right before I met my twin flame was, I'd written it down for whatever reason, was, I forget what it was exactly, but I needed to slow down in order to catch up with myself. The key of the day. The 47 of soft, of 4 to 7, the sweet spot, the heart to the crown. The 35 of intimacy, the 30 of towering magnificence. The 11 of eruption, and the 8 of yin yang. The pearl of synchronicities, in a softening to surrender of the wounded warrior to intimacy. In source of mother's sea, or that leap, that whispering bench, the ark, at the Y in the road, which is where all roads lead home, right, to the singularity point. The vortex of union, home, and the mighty sentinels, the tall beings, the giants, the 11 of alignment with eruption of light, the hieros gamos, of push and pull, of bending over backwards to reach and align, to not get hurt, to reach the point of no return. But there is not point, only means to an end. Be in your vortex until your vortices align. The unlocking, when the key or mass enters the shadow realm, the valley of the shadow of death, without fear of unlocking the unknown, or can of worms, so to speak. So again, when you can do that without the fear of the unknown, right, that's when it seamlessly unlocks very easily. The 1 and 28 of the leap to the twin flames are the choice of path. And the 14 of falling, light as a feather, and the 66 of coming together. As the angel falls light as a feather, coming together in the fall, the dance of the fiery angel and the Queen of Pentacles, who's very earthy and grounded, root 66 of the golden gates, the aqua rose gold mother's heart, dancing light as a feather, I'm in heaven. As she arches, he falls. And again, that energy of folding in upon oneself, because you're falling on your other, but you are each other's self. So folding in upon self and self, the 21 of she is the moon, whole and complete, as Leo's door and Sagittarius bridge, and Pisces world of this and the next. The 13 of gifts received in the transition of Pisces and Scorpio, and the spiral dance of the goddess, the 2 of Pentacles and 70 of the performance of I'm in heaven, projecting 2 by 2s, seen in the mist as the audience of one, gorillas in the mist, and how far they have come. At 137, the leap to the King of Cups and that unconditional love, or 3 keys of alchemy. The world transitions, spiraling in the moment, present, heaven on earth, with key source support here. The 36 of the world, and that's the energy of the day, the 21st, it was 36, that energy of Atlas, all wrapped up with luck of the sun, and closed 4 chambers of the heart that work as one. And again, there's that energy of the 4 elements and ether. The 20 of marriage, of Atlas reaching out for the central sun, and 2 with source support in a marriage of our glass ceilings being cleared as Mohammed merges with the mountain. Mount 1, the fools or lovers leap to the 5D station, the whispering bench. I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. As the plane comes up here with number 26 at 141, the leap to the Ace of Cups and the Holy Grail. The plane, as the angel falls, the plane rises, but ever so gradually, like the eagle, graduating to shadow key, the key that opens all locks, the skeleton key. The skeleton key breaks down as ski and le ton, And Latvian and Latko is coming up there too. And that's Lettish people, where the angels intersect with creation of one. The ski, and ski can be synonymous with sky, as the largest of anything. Sophia's key or kai, the fashionable society, heavenly and even. Sophia's key, as in ki in the earth. The torch, the tone, the shade, thunder, skin, and toes, my toes. To see, look, and tuna fish comes up here also, or flying fish. The sound wave, or tone, or tonee, you two or more, or unplowed land here at 149 of leaping to get your wish. The 15 of the shadow key, and ready to let go of the past. Father's or masculine's ego path. The 32 is the journey to transform and be who you want to be. The 12 of the Fool and the Hanging Man, the wisdom and open-heartedness to weather the thorns and transition for the root of gold at the end of the rainbow. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, of life and death. The wise fool's transition through life and death, through chaos and control, allowing and letting go. The 23 King of Wands owl, the wise owl, the human embodiment of two yous that leap, or on the whispering bench, mastering their passions. And remember, you're both masculine and feminine, so it's both the masculine and feminine mastering their ego energies, right, which is a masculine energy. The fool who leaps and yet considers as well, with the 4 of birth, to be earth, be the feminine aspect as well, holding the finger as the 28 water snakes, the rivers that run through it, the King of Wands, the Emperor and the Twin Flames, and the 33 bridge with the unicorn and their shadow at the gates. Your hosts, so to speak, and magic if you just believe. At 159, the leap to the 5 of Swords is the underlying energy of the 2 of winter, the 4 of spring, the 20 of renewal, and the 2 of autumn, the 8 of autumn, and the 10 of spring. A decision waits as you kick back in your knowing at home in renewal to let go of the past and fearlessly embrace what's to come. The juggling act is a performance, remember, so have fun in balancing all that you do. It's time to learn to parrot, perhaps, or find where you can get crackers and align with what you're most curious about, what you love to do. All work and no play makes the St. Bernard here a dull dog. Don't carry it all yourself. Enjoy and have others come along. So the 5 of Winters, that number 59, that tug of war within between agendas here. If not working, try something new with integrity and compassion, but also be alert to the agendas of others. They may not match your own, which is okay, but then you won't want to perhaps be in their space anymore. The 3 of Winter of the 57 and the sadness that happens, but you don't have to go it alone. The 10 of Wands may be a burden, and the 5 of Swords may be an inner war, and the 3 of Swords is separation. But remember, birth is a separation too, when your child separates from you, its host. And birds of a feather flock together. The 4 of Summer comes up with the 4 of Cups as well, and perhaps feeling disillusioned at 208, the feminine energy with the dance there and space between. Feeling disillusioned or bored, or not seeing what's being offered from the hand of God because you're working too hard. The turtle is slow, or perhaps grieving a loss. Be open to what Creator is offering you. Be open to receive love. As the 7 of Summer, which is like the 7 of Cups here, it's time to choose with the many options all staring at you. Or perhaps there's 7 kittens longing for your attention. With the 3 of Pentacles, 71, which is the workplace or school or any place of co-creation, and the Hermit number 9, the workplace to showcase your talents, and time alone perhaps, with Butterfly and Firefly, and to go within. Being a beacon for others on their path of spiritual enlightenment at 213. Again, the 2 of the feminine or higher self energy in the transition. So at 234, shut the door, we have the underlying energy of the Nine of Swords upright, that stress card of suffering and silence. The Nine of Swords is really the worst, because even at the Ten of Swords, you know it's over, right? The worst is over. But the Nine of Swords, you're still really in it, right? The nightmare, the pain, the suffering, the sleeplessness, whatever it is for you, stressed out, not sleeping, perhaps having nightmares, and disconnect or at a distance and not seeing eye to eye or face to face with the wounded warrior in surrender, or are they giving up? Are they giving up on you? Or is this a breakup and it's just too hard? With the Temperance card upright and the Two of Pentacles upright as well, the patient angel juggling to distract the crowds and cutting off to start again. Perhaps performing and had to, like a competition where maybe the music messed up or something like that and you had to stop and start over again. Or in acting, take one, take two. Remember, it takes many tries before you perfect something. Don't feel bad about not getting it on the first try. It's part of the process, so have fun with it. Or perhaps there's a kid distracting you, or they're talking, or they're being immature, or lying and spying, or whispering secrets, causing you to mess up or be distracted. Or people heckling you, or spreading gossip or rumors, or just no response from those you reach out to. As the Three of Swords reversed, and healing with the Queen of Cups reversed, who may be working on frustrations or lack of inspiration or growth, and hanging with the Queen of Pentacles upright, ending conflict by triggering people who perhaps like it, or like a good cry in order to release it. Perhaps a shower, or feeling overwhelmed. Perhaps a breakup or dumping a load on others willing to catch it. Perhaps like throwing money up in the air to a crowd, or sending gold to them. Perhaps the Queen of Pentacles refuses to compete or fight to receive the group's love or be seen by them. As the Three of Cups are happy here, as the Six of Cups soulmates and the King of Cups are to themselves, sharing only within their inner circle, that circle of trust, due to the Magician reversed and their manipulations or insecurities or lack of tools or resources to stand up to the Ten of Pentacles, the powerful wealth family, right, or business or community, who have a lot of infinite resources, and who can compete with that? And there could be this energy too of big business and small business, and perhaps going out of business because you just can't compete with them anymore. Feeling unable to fight injustice, or perhaps Gemini or Virgo reversed, and Libra reversed, being charged by the Ten of Cups upright family or emotional happiness family, or the one who pretends to be that perfect happy family. Or why is the Ten of Pentacles upright receiving all this stuff from the Ten of Cups family, who's not the wealthy family, who is just happy with each other's love? They're dumping emotional attachments, perhaps, and delivering to an unfair Ten of Pentacles group or institution there. Or is this an uprising of the people against the powers that be at the last full moon, or at night, or waterworks, and lots of emotional release at the full moon, August 1st, and then assessment of worth, or perhaps saving and deciding on your ability to move, do you have enough, or a visit, or dealing with instability, or needing to pay for a party when it's over. Perhaps you didn't know that you're going to have to pay for that bill. Or perhaps in a split or divide to get clarity, truth, or defeat the high priestess, the sister, the nurse, the secret keeper. Or one in pain, ending pain, or giving massages, or in a painful ending with no peace. And the Queen of Swords is upright, speaking to the Page of Pentacles, who's upright, but the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups are both reversed. And this was all at 254, the Divine Feminine or Higher Self and the Page of Swords, or the Messenger. Right? So it could be a message or an email, anything small. Or perhaps inviting the curious, the dependent, or the powerless, or the rejected, or the jealous to grieve, to set themselves free, crying and perhaps sleeping are both resets. To free yourself from failure or neediness, or just those feelings, the bad reputation feeling, or doing things under the radar with the weight of the world, and burdened by lack of self-satisfaction, or not getting their way or your way, or arrogantly building or bulldozing your way through with no gain, a turn of events and not going their way or your way, or, and then Yahweh comes up again, again, sorry about that, As the Queen of Swords with an invite that's rejected, regrets, or the fool freeing themselves from struggles, or those who have fallen off the horse and have been working a long, long time to get back with no satisfaction, or maybe they're just not doing it, they just want to be needy and rely on somebody else. A driving force in a twist of fate, or slowdown here, as the Hermit upright sheds light, or mediates the push and pull, or the pull and pull. That could be a tug of war, or running up a mountain in the middle of winter while others are busy fighting each other, causing angels to fall and planes to take off. As the Hermit gets to the top to see the long way down, and those competing and fighting for scraps they drop, as the King of Cups reversed and the Two of Wands reversed, with conditions of love and no options. Perhaps there's depression here, or emotional detachment, or, there could be alcoholism there too with the King of Cups reversed as well. And he could just be someone who's very manipulative, the schmoozer type of energy. But we have the King of Cups reversed with the Two of Wands reversed. Perhaps they're drawing in the element by their negative energy of lying, cheating, and stealing, or running away from the Hermit and the unicorns. The gold coin, which can reference the Christ consciousness, the offer to share, a gift from the stars, the weakening of the beast, and the energy depleted, perhaps feeling sick, or fighting off a little something, like I am. The Empress is upright with drama at work, or after a sudden event or epiphany of lovers upright, looking back at rejection, and the Page of Cups reversed, perhaps being seen as the crybaby or the spoiled child, as Aquarius is with Leo reversed, which is, they're each other's axis points. Aquarius is upright, Leo's reversed, and the same as them, Taurus is upright and Scorpio is reversed. And then Pisces squares off with Gemini upright, but both are mutable. They're messengers. Perhaps that doesn't bother them so much. But the King of Pentacles is upright, and so is the Page of Wands. Perhaps they're nervous, the King of Pentacles, about making an announcement, or just being exhausted, or Aquarius upright and Scorpio reversed are also squaring off. And remember that, so not only are Pisces and Gemini squaring off, but Aquarius and Scorpio are squaring off. And they're both stubborn energies, right? So that's the one you would need to worry about more than the Pisces and Gemini squaring off. The King of Pentacles is excited and nervous to call out or call off, to wake up the dead, or again, somebody might be near death. Again, someone could be on hospice, and I'm sorry if you're going through something like that. But this energy of unable to function, the Dark Knight reversed, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, which is that dark night energy, right? Not feeling, they don't have the balls, right, to go forward. They're feeling scared. Their world upside down, or Scorpio reversed and Pisces reversed. A lot of water energy here. Or Dark Knight and the Divine Feminine reversed, or Dark Knights in the 5D world and married. And there's that energy of the divine marriage in the 5D world. Or this could also represent a pool party, or lazy days of summer at work, or the institution, Taurus, or the all boys club. Gabriel comes up, and again, kind of reflecting off of the Pope in a sudden death playoff here. As the Master, and that can represent someone named Pope, right, or Gabriel. But the Master of the Hidden House comes up here at 323, the Empress and the King of Wands, or the Empress's house versus the King of Pentacles house, of Aquarius and Taurus with Scorpio reversed and Pisces reversed, between and unable to function. Perhaps the King of Cups reversed made a big offer and then ran away, but they took it, and the other person took it and ran and made it in and made the most of each day, as opposed to being defeated by it. The Star getting a weak offer, all dressed up or withdrawn, as the Empress with love for the Scorpio reversed with issues at work, and Pisces reversed who may be living in the past. At 329, the Empress and the Three of Wands being present in the moment are gifts, as the Page of Pentacles reversed may be one or more people recovering or coming out of exile or illness or injury, perhaps received housing and are no longer homeless, but uncomfortable not being able to walk away from a commitment, as the Knight of Wands is upright in a heated exchange with temptation, the devil, Capricorn, or the ball and chain. As the King of Swords is upright and rising above, perhaps they're not sleeping, with the King of Wands reversed, facing fears of the Emperor upright, and who's annoyed by them, and the Knight of Wands upright may come in to save the day, but fighting temptation with the King of Swords, who won't sleep until it's done at 3:33. The King of Wands reversed may be failing to get there on time, having to then face the Emperor at 3:34, who's energized by the Queen of Wands reversed holding on. Or the King of Wands reversed Leo and the Queen of Wands reversed Aries in a war within, holding on to what they've got left. Or the Divine Masculine refusing to come out of the Batcave, with the King of Wands and Queen of Wands both reversed, and the Emperor between, with the King of Swords upright. And again, that could be a lawyer or a mediator as well, or a professional there for advice. But again, the truth teller, right? A man of integrity. Or the King of Swords is the attorney of the King of Wands reversed, and the Five of Swords is the Emperor's attorney, who could be a killer, a real killer, exposing everything to the Queen of Wands reversed, or exposing everything that she's been clinging to. The lovers climb and fall, taking off and tug of war, getting mediation to come together, grieving and opening the lock together. But the King of Cups reversed may be feeling they have no options here, perhaps due to daughter breaking chains between the tortoise and the hare. Perhaps one's really slow and one's stealing away, or stealing the prize before they could even get there. Perhaps come and gone before they've even arrived, as the transition of the Hanging Man and the Fool and the gifts received ran away. I was just getting ran away with a spoon, ran away with all the prizes, or a clean sweep and won all first places, or with many options, but the Hermit takes the cake, wanting to offer big and then running away. So heaven and unicorns and hermits work, as the King of Pentacles is calling out Taurus between the Emperor and the Empress's separate camps. The marriage of the Emperor and the Empress and all our children, so that could be energy of grandparents or great-great-grandparents or just people of power, in the War of the Roses perhaps, or in religious mediation by the All Boys Club. And is the King of Cups reversed investigating Hermit on the bridge, or PI hired to steal the shadow work, or to throw shade at the lighthouse at 3:52, which is the Empress and the Queen of Swords. So then we go into the second message of the day. Let's see if I have that. I should. Is that the right one? Yep. So here's the second message of the day, and this one starts out with the Fortune's Oracle, and then we go into my combined deck of the Lenormand, Reverie, and the Kipper deck. They're both together. And then the Rider-Waite there. We have, I'm sorry, the Wild Unknown Animal Guidebook is there, and then the Rider-Waite on the same setup. So these were pulled yesterday from 11:17 to 11:26 to 27. The Fortune's Oracle was at 17, which is the Star. The Lenormand and Kipper decks were 22, which is the Fool. 24 is the Queen of Wands for the Wild Unknown Animal Guidebook. And then we have the 26 to 27, which is the Page of Wands, and Ace of Wands for the Rider-Waite. Again, the cards at the end were 11:11, which is in Gematria the Twin Flames. And we also had 15632. The Twin Flames and 11:11, and again that energy of 1 year, 1 month, 1 day, 1 hour, from 777 to 888, which is next year. The Shadow and the Divine Lover's Journey, as the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine pillars, with 563 between, which I looked up, and that top entry was Germany, and number 2 is Diana Frances Spencer. The 9th entry there came up as I am not roaming alone. And that's funny because I came up about the masculine today, that he's wandering, he's lost, the tiger's unable to be found. I am not roaming alone. And number 10 is 16 dead, so I hope nobody's dead, but that came up there. And then 563 is also Northeast Iowa and the Quad Cities, Davenport. So at 1133, the underlying energy was number 9 in the eagle. Again, the eagle who soars. And the number 6 of the mature woman, the horse, which can reference the Queen of Wands here, and then the Ace of Wands reversed, which is 27. The eagle of compassion and the hermit who soars, and remember we're in Virgo now, which is that hermit energy, and this eagle is number 9, the hermit, over the mountain ranges or out of range, up high, right, keeping the energies keep going up higher and higher and higher, with the mature woman and her lover as Mr. Ed, or the horse as the whore sees, or the whore who sees. Remember, who is the human, the whore who sees, or ho arse. The H, or Sophia E, which is one equal and congruent to, frustrated, uninspired, without growth, or unable to conceive or conceptualize, needing to let it just come and rise within to allow it. Or Mr. Ed planning a passionate proposal here at 1140, which is justice and the energy of the Page of Cups, or perhaps Ea. So Cinderella's chariot and the number 6 all lit up as the chariots of love light, and the 27 of the Ace of Wands, the lover's proposal, as the Knight of Wands Phoenix rises to the occasion, the marriage of the hourglass in hourglasses that are both greater than half full, the 11 of flowers, the flowers that bloom, to be generous in alignment with the eagle soaring here, and again the energy of the horizontal, of justice and hermit, and there's that energy too of Libra and Virgo, which is the center of the astrological chart. The new yellow and pink roses here, oh, by the way, yes, I have new pink and yellow roses, like, so they all died off, and yesterday, the day before, they popped out again, both the yellow and pink ones, and that's very much the energies of compassion. The fire and ice married here, beget Libra and Virgo mid-cycle. The first card out was the 5 of celebrations and the gift openings, the light in the box, the sword or the S word in the rolling stone, Sophia's tone, the rolling rock, the stein or the rock in the cup, the Holy Communion in the Holy Grail, the port or the change of the calm union, the communion, or God's rail tunneling through of the Holy Grail. Mastering the hidden house, the 10 of fire, the gift of the burning of the cross, or a bonfire, a good fire, at the crossroads, 2 paths as one. The first card here was abundance with the 1 for all and all for one energy here, or not the first card, but that was later on the line. But this energy of the bull dance, or the butt dance, or the BUN of the transmutation of the kidney, the renal, which is regarding N, Jesus and all, the human source embodiment with connections just a leap away, where all roads lead home, to raise your arms and say yay to distress, so you calm down, raise up to calm down. The 22 of the mountain, and please do remember, this isn't, we're not talking about Jesus at 717 about religion. Jesus was a Jew, and then he represents Christianity, so he really represents both sides of the coin. So it's not about one religion or the other, or who's better than who. It is just about unity consciousness here. And the 22 of the mountain, that the 22 is the 5D station as well, the platform to all other dimensions. And today, the Fool's Journey, this was yesterday, with that open heart and that leap of faith, which is Fae to the nth degree, as the mountain reaches higher and higher to that 5D station, a mountainous platform to everywhere, a checkpoint, so to speak. Mohammed is the MO of the ham, ED, or Ed. The MO of Ed, hamming it up at 1153, alignment with the Knight of Swords, which could be the messenger of truth or the knight in shining armor. I am 2R, HM2. Just H is the horizontal of I am. I2, MR, the divine masculine, divine feminine, magnetic resonance. So the underlying energy there was the 21 of the mountain and the 8 of wands, the paths that go horizontally back and forth up the mountain, as the buck presents completed mission of the mountain. Look what I conquered. The 7 of the snake in the apple tree, and the Queen of Wands vehicle nipping at the buck's heels, and the man with concerns of martyrdom, of Pisces and Cancer, and the fiery exchange between the Queen of Wands and the one standing up for themselves, and the man with sudden thoughts of a woman, of Scorpio Libra, discerning between what's good for them and what's not, and the Page of Pentacles learning how to deal with or approach the 6 of the mature woman, or father and mother thinking back to when they were young. Perhaps the son's viewpoint is changing regarding his dad versus his mom, seeing them in a whole new light, and what's actually wrong or right, or perhaps who was wrong or right, and they have a new perspective now. Perhaps father was a higher vibration of love in the 33 than mother number 6, and the Queen of Wands could be toxic or dealing with Cancer, or the Queen of Wands tampered with someone's vehicle here, or people who let toxic people whisper in their ears about their partner instead of following their own knowing, and reflecting swans here with the 24 Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups. Perhaps mama's baby or teacher's pet energies coming up here, and the Page of Wands, great fortune, or the Golden Globe, the sifter of wheat, again separating the wheat from the chaff, and the 23 of the King of Wands to the courthouse to do paperwork or with paperwork, or McDreamy goes to law school or British law or watching Grey's Anatomy, as the Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands and the King of Wands are all here with the mature woman, perhaps the grandmother, or perhaps Gemini, perhaps the King of Wands was a Gemini too here, as the Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups, Taurus energies with the Page of Wands, Libra, or sending a gift, inspiring child or aspiring child to be Divine Masculine King of Wands as one for all and all for one, right? The passionate one. And then you and I will make a pact. We will bring salvation back. Where there is love, I'll be there. So, of course, that's coming up at 7/13, which is that week of creation, right? December 7th to 13th. I always get the week the world was created, and the second week it's grounding and integrated. And then there's another 81 days to get here, right, from another dimension, as that's speeding up as we go. With Virgo, Gemini, Taurus, Libra, and Pisces, and lots of fire here. The 37 of the King of Cups impoverished, with 3 keys to free himself, as the 8 of Pentacles is there to align and work to get their ducks in a row, for dreams to come true, and nesting the golden egg, with deliverance from above, and the Queen of Cups, in a whole new world, like when the ship got stuck on Plymouth Rock. The worst was then over, the bliss to begin, and we've only just begun to live. So again, White Lace and Promises comes up, a kiss for luck, and we're on our way. We've only just begun, and before the rising sun we fly. So many roads to choose. We'll start out walking, and we'll learn to run, and yes, we've just begun. The King of Cups stands up for themselves to be released and to seek the Queen of Cups and a whole new world of love and dreams and abundance. Perhaps Star Mother and the Holy Grail, diving deep with well wishes and cranking it up a notch. From the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands to the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Big love always coming in. At 7:26, the Chariot or the Key, the energy of the gamma rays or the boomerang, and the 26 of the Page of Wands of inspiration, or perhaps a child who's excited. The Frog in the Rain, looking at the hyena who's slithering away on the fence. Perhaps they were on the fence and now they're being told they have to go away, you know, kind of that shit or get off the pot energy at the half moon. Perhaps someone didn't like their gift of light. Perhaps a superficial star next to the little lamb and graceful gazelle, a sitting target or duck to the sea serpent that is the sacral chakra with Mr. Ed present to mother and child, and the Star of Bethlehem. Or the frog who's wishing on a star that the hyena would just go away, to be sweet lamb and the gazelle and the sacred Ed. Or lamb is the parent's favorite and the frog is the outcast, as the horse and Mr. Ed or Saggy may intimidate the hyena to go at 7:33, as the owl and the zebra concur on this, as the horse and zebra's third eyes align and click. Perhaps the Page of Wands is wise, but the Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups are not, or are uninvited. Or is the King of Wands living with his mom and his kids, and the mom's not putting up with anyone's shenanigans anymore, and now standing up to them, right? They're not putting up with their crap, and if they're not going to live by her rules, they're going to get out. So the dolphin is friendly here, sending yellow and pink hues, as I talked about my yellow and pink flowers, to the elephant on the ram page, and that can reference an Aries, a child perhaps, clearing with each step towards the cheetah, triggered and about to pounce, and the tiger who's stalking. And with the tiger, they only need to say it once, just remember that. So there could be frost in LA, or frosty angel, or a lamb and Georgia seas, or gaseous, or gazing at the seahorse, aka Pegasus, waving high to E, which is the house, the holy house, and the one equal and congruent to, but without a response. Or now El Zebra changes their stripes. Or Zebrad, human elfin, and Dal El Cheetah, with ties to energy of or Ellie Breeze, Chi and Et, source cosmic, egg of the dragon, and Dr. Agon, or Dr. Contest, or Doctor of Inner Struggle, or Doctor of To Go and Depart. So perhaps a friendly dolphin is a go-between for the horse family and the cat family, or wands and cups. The crowning collective awakening side by side on the ground with the troops, under the dragon's watchful solar plexus eye. At 8 o'clock, which is double zeros of source energy backing up the dance of the 8, strength and manifestation of dreams, and the underlying energy of justice upright and the 8 of pentacles upright, of justice, judge, or Libra, perhaps churning them out, one right after the other, standing up to those who would come against them, or not contribute, or now shooing away disability claims, or turning away the Knight of Pentacles reversed, blocks, or one who's disabled, lazy, or injured, or in great pain at the height of the full moon, or no more working overtime or at night, or call or emergencies. And again, this is someone who's always said yes to everyone, and now they're putting up boundaries. Like, I don't care how injured you are, there's someone else on call to go to, or a referral to go to. They're not going to do it anymore. Sorry about that. So again, someone who's standing up for themselves, no more doing overtime, or no more doing work at night, or no more, being nice to everyone, because obviously they're not being nice to themselves at that point. With new information or clarity, deciding to drop the ball, or break patterns, or drop the act of the daily grind, retiring or grounding oneself, not needing someone else to ground you, or not driving or using a car anymore, perhaps bringing good news to the ex, or sudden breakup, perhaps the other laughs in their face in disbelief, or mocking them because they always return, or Cancer is gone, and now Gemini too, or news that the war is over and another has just begun, or blown away by the news, a bit guarded but ready to celebrate, or one wants to agree to disagree, but the other one just loves a good fight, toying with them. 3 cheers, or playing hardball, or the 6 of Wands journeyman passes the torch to the Queen of Swords with all hands on deck, ready to roll and ready to trigger. Now it's their turn to put on the pressure. Or a group who's withholding from the Queen of Swords so that she triggers the beast and setting them free, or Leo and Aries to recover, or the Fool and their loyal friend, or pet are all better now. As the Emperor's upright in a turn of events, the past returns to try or offer again. Or a kid or pet may be acting up, bored or uninterested in a small offer, so acts like they're sleeping, like pretending like they're asleep so they don't have to answer them. Or takes a break to meditate. With Sovereign upright, Nine of Pentacles, home, or in union with the Page of Swords message, or this could be a child stepping it up, or tired of always having the Nine of Pentacles Sovereign and the Page of Swords upright in the house, even though there's nothing wrong with them, they're upright, causing delays and more work for you, or heated exchanges, guilting them into more work, to star, to heal. Right, again, they use guilt to slave drive the parent, so to speak. And this could be a partner doing this as well, making them feel like they have no choice but to do this. With the Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, released to the King of Wands, perhaps who also is taking care of an old man with dementia, or coming out about a breakup or disconnect or distance, with the Wounded Warrior reversed surrendering or forced to surrender to the King of Swords, right? The man of honor here, the pillar of the community at 824, which is the dance with the Queen of Wands. That could be a Leo Queen of Wands, or again, that energy of enlightenment in the 24th pair of chromosomes. The pillar of the Ten of Pentacles upright, family, business, community, or legacy, who always get their way, right, because they have all the power and money, laying down the law or by executive order here. I don't know what that's about. There's no leeway when it comes to the law, right? I can't be nice to you because I like you. It's the law. It's black and white. It's not quite black and white, but for this purpose, it's black and white. There's no room to grow here. So the Seven of Pentacles is upright here, with Judgment and the Queen of Cups all upright, reaping rewards, assessing worth, deciding whether or not to call the Queen of Cups or wake them up. Perhaps trumpeting to the Holy Grail, the King of Cups perhaps on their way. Perhaps the Ten of Pentacles is overpowering the Seven Pentacles, because they have more than them, of the hyena. Perhaps it's kind of like pushing them to move away, leaving to be wise and seek the Queen of Cups instead, perhaps to work together and then take a walk before the Knight of Cups upright, without sharing, offers to lay all their cards on the table to fix things up or make them right. For the Ten of Cups upright, happily ever after, and the Page of Wands then inspired by the 5D world, perhaps in uncomfortable emotions of death or dark night, or big transition here, or with Pisces reversed and Scorpio upright, to walk right past a religious leader, right, the boss, the Hierophant, or the Taurus energy here, with the Empress reversed, moving to peace, who may be impatient to split, as Taurus and Saggy both reversed here, to end conflict. Perhaps they could one or both be sore losers here and drained, or needing the truth in a losing battle, with out-of-control kids or pets or Leo or egos, lying and cheating and stealing, or running away from enlightenment, leaving them heartbroken in an unending nightmare, stress or unable to sleep and crying or purging the end. As the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords both reversed, without grounds and holding their tongue, or greedy and lashing out, or verbal abuse in the past, with the King of Cups reversed and lack of integrity, or perhaps drunk and telling people secrets, or his own, or with secret passion that then comes out. As the Page of Pentacles is upright here, a student or perhaps an opportunity to learn, the Knight of Wands upright rushing in to take over, and the Page of Cups reversed, perhaps feeling rejected or left crying, to detox dreams that are dashed now, and dumping multiple emotional attachments, to become empowered in magician embodiment with all tools on board. As Pisces and Capricorn are reversed, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Gemini are upright here, the Hierophant gifting the Queen of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, perhaps gifting them their freedom into the King of Wands' care. And I'm getting like into your care I command my spirit. Is that of Jesus dying? The Hierophant gifting the Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups their freedom into the King of Wands' hands. Perhaps the Page of Wands is excited to make it legal. Perhaps with the Knight of Cups upright and the King of Wands upright. Perhaps coming together to work, or coming to a city hall, one for all, and hall for one, or owl for one as well. The mountain reaches for the 5D station. As the King of Cups reversed, the friendly dolphin walks away to come back the Knight of Cups upright in order to make it right, to cross the bridge and to be inspired again in the eye of the tiger. And this energy of Rocky Balboa comes up with that. And also Tony the Tiger, and they're great. And the stalking tiger, the hidden dragon, to see from afar, crouching, but up close, right in the eye, reveals the hidden dragon, the master of the soul, and the window thereof, all in the eyes. Aye, aye, Capitan. The crowned Hu-Man at 857 of strength and the 3 of swords. So then we go back to the read on the table, which is not a long one. I can find it. Okay, so the read on the table, I don't know if I have a picture for you for that one, but yeah, I did it. It's okay, because I tell you most of the cards anyway. Or did I take a picture here? No. Okay, so this one was done on the 20th, actually. And the SIRIAN Starseed deck is the main deck. That was cut at 347, and then I finished clarifying at 401. With the major arcana in the read, Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, and Transition, which is the Death card. Prior to the read was the Lovers and Karma, which is the Judgment card. And after the read was Indigo, Ascension, and the Tower. So Indigo is the Magician here? Yeah, the Magician, and then Ascension is the World, and then the Tower is the Tower. There were 3 swords, 3 wands, 1 cup, and 2 pentacles. The Knight of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the 9 of wands, and then after the read, the Page of Pentacles and King of Cups came up. There was another read I did, but I'm not going to tell you both reads. There was a couple things I did want to give you from the other read. So the other read had triple 8s and 2 3s, and this one also has 2 3s, so that was very significant. The 38 is also the Queen of Cups. The 3 8s is union energy, so that's significant as well. And the 33, the Christ vibration, and 2 10s. Also, Tish, you came up. The Tish was coming up as the bridge. Perhaps one of 2 lovers out in the cold, each destined in the height of being Christ-like. The energy of splendor and the crack, the snappy noise in aquatic life. The energy of hearing a birth, right, or the cracking of the egg open. So, besides the 33, that's the only double number in this read, we also had the 1, 2, 3 leap, the 12 of the Hanging Man, the 35, the Wounded Warrior, the 57 of the 3 of Swords, and then the 79, which is, for me, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The code line was all about the number 11, an alignment, truth, and balance, justice. And it came from 8, 1, and 2. So there's the dance between the masculine and the feminine. As the energies of 8 to 5 was coming up, or TV was coming up, but that could be telepathic vision. The 8 key, the dance key of telepathic vision, or perhaps TV 5 or 8 to 5 can be the energy of your workday. Or iced tea was also coming up here. The sun, perhaps finished. Water can be coming up here too, which can represent perhaps a good thing where there's a lot of dryness, but also can represent emotions. And shame was coming up. And a finish or ending, something fine or sharp, something outside the lines to swirl. The centrifuge came up, skin, bark, and shell. To come up from below, to swing. That not just the sun, but the daughter comes up there too. The child or the offspring. Perhaps the fee, to be, become, fire, I, and me. The dance of V-fib, so someone might be having some heart issues, or a flash of light. or lightning. Shaving, a shaving of light can come up here too. And acing the high road of the Knight of Swords with two supporting the thoughts of the orbs. The energy of iced tea, there may be some iced tea that's too watery for someone. And someone's like shaming them for that. Iced tea, water for shame. Yuck, in a flash, acing, or one on the high road or the highway, as the Knight of Swords, two of two orbs. And again, the energy of orbs is the thoughts and words, but also a sphere, or photo optics, or circular alignment, or to enclose, or blind, ignorant. And the Who came up in all my Instagram messages today. And so See Me and Feel Me came up, that song today. So you can check those messages out too. But the ignorant, the uncivilized, the orphan, and the fungal disease of wheat. 2 and 1 of 2 blind, uncivilized, orphaned, or sphere of alignment. With the number 80 or AD, telepathic vision, reflects creation with a flash of light, acing the high road, or perhaps that ace is Snoopy to the nth degree, in a rad test, and that can represent radiology, of thoughts and words, where to support thoughts and words, or coming full circle, or perhaps you're having a radiology test, or someone's being tested for blindness, or a rad test of blindness, and two supporting the blind. The strength of TV or telepathic vision, or the top dog's creation, of 5 and 7, or that flashy one, taking the high road to deliver messages, perhaps 2, with 1 of 2 supporting the visual optics, or perhaps doing computer stuff, or blindness or ignorance was coming up here. The 7 of Swords at 432 of the Emperor and the Journey. Beneath the 7 of Swords reversed was the Lovers upright, the 8 of Cups reversed, Karma upright, 2 of Swords upright, and the 5 of Wands reversed. The Lovers upright or Gemini, uncomfortable emotions of Aquarius, karmic, with peace of mind, or pretending not to know about losing, or in a losing battle, and not passing downloads, or not passing on messages of truth to the wounded warrior. Defensive in separation and starting over, or throwing victory in the wounded warrior's face, who's then storming out to start over. Refusing to accept an offer or message of kindness or love, as the Fool is upright, perhaps showing off their freedom to the Emperor, who may be sharing and being charitable with the Magician upright. Or the Emperor may be settling out with the Magician, with all their tools on board. Maybe they hired a magician, literally, laying all their cards on the table, perhaps a block over their head, or perhaps blockhead. That can be Charlie Brown coming up. Also somebody with snakeskin boots or shoes, or perhaps their feet are wrapped due to diabetes, or new tools and gene therapies here, or the Emperor and the Magician, which could be their doctor, perhaps making magic, offering free services or screening as well at 443 and 444, which is the angelic realms as well. So in the recent past is the 3 of Cups upright, and then the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Perhaps she's reversed, ungrounded, but has options, synchronicities, but there are unknowns as well. As the Ace of Cups is upright, offered from the 10 of Wands Atlas, or the weight of the world, the hard work, the slave labor, or too much weight, and defenseless to the energies, or group ganging up on them about their worth, or about them daydreaming, or about them assessing their worth, their coins, or their savings, or has a hard time letting even 1 of 7 pentacles go. There can be an invite or an opportunity here, or a small donation to the needy, or cash under the table, one who failed and can't sleep or awaken, without peace, weak or ill, and coming full circle, or to completion, with peace of mind and keeping to themselves about the twin flame offer, or that something's unfair with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, leaving them powerless or dependent or spent all their money, or spending some money, a lot of money to look back or go back, right? That could be doing a lot of healing work, with the Queen of Wands upright facing their fears, with the Queen of Swords reversed and the Page of Swords upright, with Death or Dark Night and Scorpio, who walked right over them and hurt them, with Lovers or Gemini and Aquarius coming together, the Emperor upright and the Queen of Swords reversed, uncomfortable with emotions, so they're keeping their thoughts of losing battle and not passing on messages to themselves, coming together to alchemize and be patient, to make magic after being depressed perhaps and broken, or arrogance and on the warpath. As Aquarius and Cancer both reversed here, and patient angel hanging out or hung out to dry, coming clean perhaps about without grounds for visions or imaginings, offering of love seen as a lot of hard work and no excuses, the divine feminine's heart, and the Page of Pentacles offering double or nothing perhaps to rise above with no peace, as a divine feminine, Pisces, neighbor, or world in their knowing about a passionate offer of injustice, or Libra reversed powerless to the past, and the Queen of Wands upright facing the Five of Swords upright, inner war of the Queen of Swords reversed, who either can be, verbally abusive, she could be a liar, she could be silent, or she could just be really hurt and not talking, and she may just cut them off. So the central energy here is the Three of Wands reversed. And the Three of Cups upright was next to that. The energy of patience of or with the King of Pentacles reversed in the past, and he can be someone who's just ungrounded, or maybe he just lost some money status or worth recently, or he could be a greedy person, right? He can not be a nice person. So the King of Pentacles reversed may have been very ungrounded or perhaps obsessed about money or stability in the past, or perhaps in a past life regression, challenged by the Knight of Swords upright, a 5D message, and the Knight of Cups reversed, temptation, with the Page of Wands reversed, and the King of Swords upright, or perhaps these are devilish kids, with the King of Swords coming clean about some kind of disconnect or distance from unstable home, or in a visit, a move of the Five of Pentacles, or those who are left homeless or injured, ill, perhaps exiled or turned away, stressed out without a home, but to rise above under the Hermit's light or advice perhaps. So the King of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed could be a player who has lost and is howling at the moon, or perhaps they were out too late or couldn't sleep, or out drinking or satisfying themselves, perhaps they're drinking too much. With the Empress upright and the Queen of Cups reversed, she may be uncomfortable not being able to leave or walk away from this uncomfortable situation or emotions. And centrally is the Three of Wands reversed, frustrated, uninspired, or destined to divorce or be outside the box, overworked or not working out, in a lot of back and forth, or the arrows of love, with the Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Cups both upright here. Perhaps two sides of the family, or perhaps the immediate family and the extended family. This can be the Capulets and the Montagues as well. Perhaps announcing or wake-up call to lovers about coming together to end the pain, or perhaps offering a massage or acupuncture, a juggling act, the daily grind, performance as the Knight of Swords rushes in and interrupts them perhaps in their delivery, perhaps of a commercial message. In the past, with Libra upright and Taurus reversed without growth, and having to go back and forth or exchange services with the Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Cups, or two families and Aquarius and Gemini to come together in a painful ending, or performance to block the Knight of Swords from seeing what's really going on behind the scenes. Perhaps they're having to answer to a parent and or families, or having to answer for giving services for free. Perhaps coming clean about an emotional affair with patient or patient angel or Sagittarius in the past, and the King of Pentacles reversed, challenged by the Knight of Swords, messenger of truth deliveries or messages perhaps. And soon here is the Nine of Wands upright, the Queen of Wands upright, and the Queen of Swords reversed in a fight, or the Queen of Wands in the middle of the other two, perhaps sending immature messages, or the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords are both upright here, are nonstop messages coming in, keeping and this is like trying to keep everyone back so that the Dark Knight can grieve or deliver his own message, perhaps grieving Sagittarius, and the Knight of Swords could be telling Capricorn or their ex or ball and chain that there's no love there. The King of Swords is upright here, but there's no sex, right? There's no love on one side, no sex on the other, or kids who feel rejected by both, or being lazy or schmoozing or jealous and all over the place. As the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords upright may be defending the Queen of Swords reversed to the death, even though they're reversed, and that could be someone who's grieving, right? So that's why they're defending them. But they could also be wrong. So the twin flames are seeing themselves here, are transitioning through the portal. The King of Cups is upright, but the Tower is reversed with the King of Wands upright. All right, so we have the King of Cups and the King of Wands both upright here with this Tower reversed, which can be a Scorpio energy here as well. Mastering their emotions and their passions with drama between, offering time, money, and effort, or vacation or a new life to their children, Leo or High Priestess or Pisces or Virgo, or paying kids to expose the High Priestess or higher self or a sister or nurse. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Ace of Wands reversed, the Six of Cups upright, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, blocked by the Knight of Pentacles reversed, who's now letting go to fix or make amends with the Page of Cups reversed, who's unable to function and crying like a baby, or refusing to work until they fix things with the Page of Cups reversed, or come out about a rejection or their shyness, or coming out about a spoiled child as well. At 622 is the Lovers and the Fool, and the challenge being the Two of Pentacles, surrendering to all that is. After issues at work, with hands tied, anxiety or imprisonment, or just feeling trapped. Perhaps a dramatic proposal to a shy one here. The Frog may be stretching and juggling to be the prince, with two saved as his plan B. The War within and the Page of Pentacles is upright, curious about the King of Cups after the King of Pentacles reversed was unable to master their coins. The Indigo proposal to ascend through the drama after sudden events, coming out of hiding or shame, as the Knight of Cups reversed in a lot of back and forth energetic exchange, or the arrows of love, with the Empress of abundance for the Nine of Cups and 6 rays, or service for 9 in the mausoleum, or underground marble structure, or wine cellar, or Asian or Polynesian influence, and perhaps a grand dining experience. With the Queen of Wands, a multitasker slaving away with flame in hand, leaving 9 wands behind, or climbing the stairs of the tower or the lighthouse. Or the Empress and the Queen of Wands with a map of intent. And Atlas 10 of Wands knocked over by the 6 of Wands reversed and the 3 of Wands reversed. Perhaps the rug was pulled out from under them, which might have ruined their reputation, or perhaps they fell and hurt themselves, expected now to pay the bill or assess what it's worth to them. As I lose my voice again, as the King of Pentacles reversed and the 5 of Wands reversed are not present perhaps. Perhaps they got played, right? Now someone got stuck with the bill, or they found a way to get out of it. As the wounded warrior is fighting to the death, or Sagittarius Scorpio unable to conceive of the wounded warrior surrendering to the group of the King of Pentacles reversed, or the King of Pentacles played and lost or got played, and the Hermit and Page of Pentacles child may be taking over for the King of Pentacles reversed. This could be a passing on of a baton, as the King of Pentacles may be starting fresh with something new, perhaps to be the King of Cups instead, and propose love and ascend past drama, or gain entrance into the tower, to the Knight of Cups reversed to get them to come out and exchange with the Empress, happy to have the Queen of Wands escort them outside, or plan to have the Knight of Cups reversed to sit between the Empress and the Queen of Wands, who are both upright, so that the Knight of Cups reversed will be left alone. Or this could be a waitress also slaving away, climbing stairs, because it might be a multi-floor restaurant. Could be an engagement party, a rehearsal dinner, a family reunion, perhaps a wedding. The 28 of the Lovers with uncomfortable karma in losing the battle to come clean or get clean, or to blend in transition without flame or in death, coming together to look back at a remembrance, or challenged by the Knight of Swords, wounded warrior surrendering to all that is. The King of Pentacles reversed must face the Page of Pentacles upright and the King of Cups upright, maybe proposing the world after a sudden event, to get the Knight of Cups reversed to come out of hiding in exchange for the Empress hosting a dinner for the Queen of Wands going away or leaving behind the wounded warrior with one flame in their hand. The Queen of Swords reversed, Gemini or lover, perhaps uncomfortable not being able to leave until the announcement or until the decision or the wake-up call, and comfortably numb, ending conflict by coming clean or cleaning up. Maybe they promised to clean up afterwards. And then the Three of Cups gathering to alchemize the part with the King of Pentacles reversed and challenged by the Knight of Swords and their transition of the wounded warrior to surrender and face their fears and let Atlas go. The Page of Pentacles new with an endeavor to be the King of Cups upright, proposing the world, perhaps resisting being rejected. That could be Scorpio reversed and fiery Taurus upright as the passing of the baton or the crown here. What else came up right there? Yeah, that was it. And then the symbol of alchemy came up again, that energy of the snakes weaving up the spine. The caduceus came up as well. But again, this is the symbol that includes the cup at the top and the candle as well. So I'll have to do a technical diagram of that when I get a chance. But those are the messages. So I do want to pull from my Greek decks today, see what comes up. So this one's the Greek mythology deck here, this one here. Let's see what comes up for you guys. As it's 7:56 on the clock now, which is the 7 of the Chariot, the 56 of the 2 of Swords. In a bold move to find peace of mind. And now it's 36:36, which is 2 atlases. That could be 2 people lifting the weight of the world in magician embodiment, or 2 masculines being Atlas. So let's see what comes up here. As we are pulling the Greek cards of the Olympiads and the Titans here. So that come up. Yep, these 2 came right up. All right, so we have Hercules and Gaia. Very interesting combination. Right, so the mother, and then like the grandchild over here, the grandmother here, and manifestation. And she looks like she's lifting, right? She's showing her muscles off, right? She's in a family of all guys who are weightlifters. And she's showing her muscles off. And then here is Hercules, or Heracles, depending on Rome or Greece. But again, the energy of manifestation and the protector over here. So again, the grandchild protecting the grandmother, perhaps. The bottom of the deck is Dionysus, which is coming up as merrymaking. So again, this is that grand dinner or whatever's going on right now. Some kind of celebration and of fortune here. Okay, and the underlying energies, which we just kind of reviewed. And what came out again is the mother or grandmother energies, again with the child or grandchild, right, who's being Hercules and is being the protector. It's kind of, it really is this woman in a man's world, right? She's like one of the guys. And that can come, the Last Supper came up as well. So, but again, the mother or grandmother being protected by the child or grandchild or even great-grandchild kind of energy, right? Being willing to take the weight off their shoulders. This is Hercules, not Atlas. Maybe she's coming up as Atlas, Gaia there, right? Holding up her own world. And then their children or grandchildren helping them out there, right? They've learned from her how to carry the weight of the world. So from my other deck, which is the Mythic Oracle, let's see what comes up here. So from the Mythic Oracle, all right, I've got 3 cards here. The 19 of Artemis and Purity. The 19 is the Sun, so exposing all, and there's the Archer energy there too. I'm not going to go into reading the book today because it's been a long video already, but I will in other videos. We have the 18 of the moon, which is Poseidon. Right, so we have the sun and Poseidon, the moon. And then we have Hemera there and rebirth with the number 4, which is the emperor. And there's one more card that wants to be seen as well. The 32 of the journey and Iris and harmony. So purity, the earth shaker of Poseidon, and then there's the archer, the sun and the moon. And it's interesting, Poseidon's coming up in this deck as the 18, because the 18 is the moon, which can represent him as Cancer, because the moon can also be romance, but it also comes up as the daughter. But here it's coming up as Poseidon. Maybe he's got a very good feminine side, because he's like that King of Cups energy. And then we have the 4 of Hemera and rebirth, which we talked a lot about in the message today, and the Lambda Leap of the father, and again the Pegasus energy with Poseidon here. I don't know who Hemera is. We'll have to get into that in another one. But the 32 of the journey, the Emperor's journey of temptation. And this energy of the archer, so that's the energy of Pegasus's twin brother. Is that Chris? I forget his name. Chris something. The geese are flying by the way. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're all flying by. That was a Pegasus confirmation. So Artemis does have a twin, don't they? I think they do. So there's that energy of twin energy there, and Poseidon. Rebirth, and again, Poseidon can be Ea. So this is like the rebirth of the twins with Ea's support. If you just hold on to the finger of Source for harmony here on the journey. It's like, hold on, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Here we go. It's like, being on Noah's Ark as the spaceship takes off. And All My Children. It's like Poseidon and All My Children. It's coming up as a soap opera. The sun and the moon, the emperor and the journey. Right? So romancing the sun, romancing source energy, the emperor. And the journey within, the iris, the eye, the harmony. And the bottom of the deck for this deck is Athena, which I talk about all the time as AKA Hercules, like taking on that human alter ego, right? To be the man that her father always wanted her to be, right? Because she's his favorite. And taking on Hercules, she could be half human, because then that would allow her to do other things as well. And there's that 25 of the potion bottle, but also the Knight of Wands of Pegasus energy. And I tell you about her and Pegasus, I'm telling you. There's a thing going on between Athena, AKA Hercules, and then Pegasus taking on, since he had his brother taken away from him, taking on Perseus as his new rider to become whole again, like to be that real life boy again. All right, you guys, it's time for me to go. It's 8 o'clock, 8:02. So remember your water, drink plenty of water, get your rest, your joy, your nature, have fun with it. You know the drill. Rise and be loved, love and rise. Remember to breathe, it's in their eyes.